welcome back to a weekend review on the Football Zone. And we're going to start off with the first game of the weekend in the Premier League, Everton v West Brom, where the home side ran out 5-2 winners in a hell of a game. Dean Garner, West Brom's new signing, opened the scoring in the 10th minute before Calvert-Lewin and James Rodriguez put Everton 2-1 up. Mateus Pereira soon equalised though, but it was goals from Michael Keenan, 2 more from Calvert-Lewin to get his hat-trick, sealed a win. And what a great start for Everton. They look so good this season. West Brom, you have to say the opposite though. Up next at Ellen Road, Leeds got their first Premier League win. And they don't do it easy, do they? Leeds 4, Fulham 3, sorry. Helder Costa opened the scoring before Alexander Mitrovic equalised, before Leeds went 3-1 up through Klitsch and Costa again. Mitrovic then pulled one back, as did Bobby Decaro to get it to 3-3, but Leeds just about edged it out, and it's a great result for them, and they've made a really solid start. Fulham, you'll have to say the opposite. At Old Trafford, it finished Manchester United 1, Palace 3, and what was a disastrous day for the Reds. Crystal Palace went 1-0 up through Andros Townsend. Wilfried Zaha missed a penalty, then scored a penalty after it had to be retaken to put Palace 2-0 up. Donny van der Beek, who looked good on his debut, got Manchester United back in the game. However, another goal from Wilfried Zaha finished it off. And what a result for Palace, and what a start. Man United need desperate new additions. At the Emirates, Arsenal just about got past West Ham. It looked like it'd be comfortable into the 25th minute when Alexander Lacazette scored. But then Mikel Antonio scored just on the stroke of half-time and had forced a late goal from Eddie Nketiah to get the win. And it's 6 points for Arsenal, can't ask for much more. And West Ham, 0 points, and with Wolves next week, I do worry for them. On Sunday, it finished Southampton 2, Tottenham 5. Who saw this coming at half-time? Saints were 1-0 up through Danny Ings, but then Son got a goal in the 47th minute, twice over. The 64th, 33rd. Harry Kane even chipped up with a goal in himself, as well as 4 assists, and Danny Ings in the 90th minute. Tottenham much needed points. Southampton, I do worry though, 3 losses in 3 weeks. It's a dominant win for Brighton at St James's Park. Neil Maupay racing them into a 2-0 lead after the 7th minute, and Adam Connolly in the 83rd minute, and Basuma even got sent off in the 89th minute for Brighton, but of course Newcastle couldn't get back into the game. Newcastle were disappointed after such a great start last week. Brighton have looked solid so far, and they could be outsiders. I predict them to go down. That could be a bit of a mistake. At Stamford Bridge, it finished Chelsea 0, Liverpool 2. Quiet first half before Andreas Christensen got sent off in half-time, which was overturned by VAR. It was definitely a red. Before Sadio Mane opened the scoring in the 50th minute before a huge mistake, once again from Kepa Arrizabalaga, cost them another goal. And luckily Edouard Mendy is just about to sign for Chelsea because they have to get rid of him. They don't have another choice. And as for Liverpool, perfect start, can't complain. Chelsea, I think, will be a bit disappointed with their start though, to be honest. At the King Power, it finished Leicester 4, Burnley 2. Chris Wood opened the scoring for Burnley before Harvey Barnes and Eric Peters' own goal. James Justin gave Leicester a 3-1 lead. Burnley pulled one back, however it was sealed in the 79th minute when Dennis Praet scored to give Leicester a 4-2 win, and it keeps up their perfect start to the season. As for Burnley, their only loss so far was always going to be a difficult game. At the Park, it finished Villa 1, Sheffield United 0. John Egan got sent off for a very harsh red card before Emiliano Martinez saved a penalty on his Aston Villa debut, and Urzi Konza then sealed the winner in the 63rd minute to give Villa, well, you could say a pretty lucky win really, and that means Villa have a 100% record so far. And as for Sheffield United, they still don't have a point after 2 games, which is very concerning. At Molineux, it finished Wolves 1, Man City 3. After 32 minutes, Man City were 2-0 up, and it looked like they were going to cruise after goals from Phil Foden and Kevin De Bruyne. Raul Jimenez pulled one back in the 78th minute, but Gabriel Jesus sealed it in the 95th minute. Man City look so good here, and if they perform like that, they'll probably win the league this year. And as for Wolves, they'll be disappointed, but they were just against a great side, really. Onto the EFL, Coventry 3, QPR 2. Lyndon Dykes put QPR in front from the spot before Matty Gooden equalised just before half time, and Conor O'Hare got them up in front before Johan Barbet equalised in the 75th minute, and McFadden got Coventry the winner in the 84th minute in a thrilling game. And QPR now played 2, won 1, lost 1. Same for Coventry. So both sides have got off a fairly start this season, given where I thought they would be. So lunchtime game was Notts Forest versus Cardiff at the City Ground, and Cardiff got a pretty dominant win. 2 goals from Kiefer Moore in the first half was enough to give them the victory, and I worry for Forest. 2 losses in 2, they just don't look the same team. Cardiff, on the other hand, look fairly good, and I expect them to have a solid season following last week's disappointing start. At Ewood Park, Blackburn 5, Wycombe 0. Adam Armstrong, Dolan and Adam Armstrong again got them off to a solid start before goal from Mr Williams, and then Adam Armstrong completing his hat-trick sealed off the victory, with Charles getting a sending off for Wycombe. Blackburn look good here, but if we're being honest, Wycombe just aren't a championship club, and I think they're going to really struggle this season. First league game at Brentford's new ground, and it was a solid start for them. Goals from Josh Da Silva, Forsum and Mbuemo in the second half sealed off a comfortable win. Brentford picking up after a disappointing start against Birmingham last week, but Huddersfield still just don't look good enough, really, and I do worry for them this season. Worth Road, it finished Luton 2, Derby 1. Luke Berry in the 34th minute giving Luton the lead before Jack Marriott pulled one back just after the second half, but Jake Clark in the 87th minute sealed a big win for Luton, and they're one of only 2 teams to have a 100% record. Who would have thought Reading and Luton would be the only 2 teams? Incredible. Derby, though, I do worry for them a bit this season. I thought they'd be better, but they just haven't looked at the raters at all in these games. Aside, how great was it to see fans back there? Dominic Solanke gave Bournemouth the lead, though, to dampen their spirits before Marcus Brown picked up an equaliser in the 81st minute to earn Borough a point. And both sides have had not the greatest start to the season. Bournemouth 4 points, which isn't bad. Middlesbrough only 1, they want more. And of course they've had the bad news that Neil Warnock is positive, and we wish him the best in his recovery. Road, Preston earned himself a very decent point actually. They went ahead twice from Sots and Clare and Darnell Fisher, but goals from Timu Pukki and Fletcher sealed the draw. And it's probably a fair result. Norwich, I think, probably would have expected to win that one, but a great away point for Preston North End. At the Madejski, it finished Reading 2, Barnsley 0. Barnsley were actually the dominant side from all accounts in the first half, but then got 2 players sent off. Hellick before Reading took the lead through Yaki Mate, a bit of a scrappy goal, and then Anderson just moments after that before Michael Elise with his first senior goal seeing the victory for the Royals, and they've had a perfect start, and Kapanovic's men be on a promotion charge. Who'd have thought so? Barnsley yet to go off the mark. They'll be desperate to do so against Coventry next week. A disappointing result for Rotherham Paul Ward's men, as they were beaten 1-0 at home by Millwall for a goal in the second half from Jed Wallace. I think if Rotherham wants to be staying up this season, this is the sort of game they're going to have to get results from. But if Millwall wants to be in and around the playoff race, this is the sort of game they need to be winning, so Millwall will be very happy. At the Hillsborough, it finished Sheffield Wednesday 0, Watford 0. Pretty even game. I thought Watford, this is the sort of game they should really be winning. But Wednesday will be very happy, on to -8 now. And all of a sudden, they're not too far off those teams, so they've made a really solid start for the season. As for Watford, pretty solid too. At the Liberty, Swansea 0, Birmingham 0, against few and far between. The main event being a chokeslam from Alan Tate on John Torrell, which I must admit was a bit over the top, but there we go. Birmingham hanging on at the end. A great save from Neil Everidge, who was a top quality signing towards the end, just about saved the game for them. And they made a really impressive start, Birmingham. I've been impressed with their business. Mikel San Jose coming in as well will be a great signing. And yeah, you can't really complain if you're a Birmingham fan. I thought Crank is a great manager, and as for Swansea, they've had a decent start too. At the Bet365 Stadium, it finished Stoke 0, Birmingham 2 in the final game of the weekend. Narky Wells getting a goal just on the stroke of half time, and Andreas Wyman sealing the victory. And they're the third team to have a 100% record so far, and they can keep it up. As for Stoke, 1 point so far, they'll definitely be disappointed with that. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Remember to follow me on Twitter, link in the description below for daily football news, and subscribe to my channel on screen right now, that would be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.